Yes, I'm going for it. No one's gonna stop us. Hello everyone and welcome to the 4th edition of Letting a Wheel Pick My Crafts. In the last episode, I thought it actually went okay, considering. I didn't think it went too bad. It could have got a lot worse. So hopefully today's episode, things will go just as well, if not better. So let's see what I'm going to be making and spin that wheel. Oh, come on. Please, please something nice. Oh, my choice! It went on for quite a while there. Oh, okay. The power's in my hands. I think I want to pick something that I haven't done yet, obviously. I'm tempted to choose a wreath. I quite like making wreaths and I haven't made one in a while. Or I could keep it broad. I've got some decisions like just for the garden, Christmas, kitchen, bathroom. So I could do something like that and then it keeps my options open. No, screw it. I think I'm going to pick a wreath. Why not? I just fancy it. Probably done myself dirty, haven't I? The good thing about picking a wreath is I can make a wreath, I think, pretty much out of any material that I've got on the wheel. I should be able to anyway. There's some that would be a struggle, like concrete would be a bit weird for a wreath. Okay, let's see what this wreath's going to be made out of and spin that wheel. Okay, rubber. I don't know how I feel about that. That's threw a spanner into the works. It definitely has. I wasn't expecting rubber. I didn't really want rubber. Okay, right, well, it is what it is, isn't it? I hope I get a big budget, otherwise I'm really screwed. Okay, time to find out my budget. If I get, I think anything below £20, I'm really gonna struggle. If I get nothing, it's just not gonna happen, is it? So let's see how much money I can spend and spin that wheel. Oh, it was so close to landing on zero. I've got top budget, £65. That was it bounced off zero. That was a close one. My life flashed before my eyes. So I can't go over 65, but I can, of course, spend less if I want to. So it's great. And now it's time to find out if I can use any other materials for decorative purposes or for structural support. And I hope I get yes, because I need structural support. I need like a foam base or a metal base or something. I don't know whether I could make this entire thing out of rubber. I suppose I could, but it would be much easier if I could use wire or foam. But let's find out by spinning that wheel. Oh, damn. It's a no. That's shit, isn't it? See, the wheel gives and it takes away. So no decorative materials, so I won't be able to paint it. I won't be able to use any materials to support it. This is going to be a weird one. But I've got a big budget, so that's alright. That's the positive out of this entire situation. Okay, so the plan is to make a wreath from rubber. I've got a maximum budget of £65 and I can't use any other materials for decorative purposes or supporting purposes. Now, it's not too bad. It does sound difficult, but the wheel's done me way dirtier before. It's just a very strange combination. It really is, but I'm gonna have to think about this one quite a lot. So give me a few weeks and then we'll see what I've come up with. Okay, so I've had quite a lot of time to think about what I want to make this wreath out of and how I'm going to make it. And what's the first thing you think about when you think of a circular shape made out of rubber? A tyre, obviously. This will be perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I bought two, but obviously just sticking a rubber tyre on the wall and calling it a wreath is lazy and it'll just look shit, won't it? So, because the wheel didn't let me use any decorative materials, so I wasn't able to paint it or anything, instead I bought... Now, before I show you, if we thought of this exact same idea before I show you it, then we are on exactly the same wavelength. Rubber ducks. Rubber ducks will be perfect for this. And they're colourful and it gives it a bit more detail and it'll just make it a little bit more interesting and fun, hopefully. And my budget only allowed us to buy 4 packs, so hopefully it's going to be enough. But I'm also not sure whether rubber ducks are actually made of rubber. They could just be made of plastic, but they're called rubber ducks, so it counts. So it's my show, my rules, so I'm using rubber ducks. Okay, so I thought I would start by hot gluing these 2 tyres together. And the reason I thought of that is because I thought one tyre alone would kind of like droop. I didn't think it would be strong enough, but now I feel like it would be strong enough. I'm just looking, I don't know whether I have enough ducks. My original idea was to stick these 2 together and have ducks going around one side and ducks going around the other side. But if I don't have enough ducks, then it'll look stupid. What I might do is do one first, just in case I don't have enough. And then if I do, I'll stick the second tyre on. That's logical thinking. For a change. Yes. Okay, so I'm not going to stick them together just yet. They're absolutely tiny, mind. I bought them thinking that they were full-sized rubber ducks. I thought I was getting a proper bargain, and then they arrived and they're just miniature. Oh my god, they squeak. Okay, don't squeak them, otherwise the dogs will come running up and want to attack them. I'm just wondering how many hot glue burns I'm gonna get from doing this, and how long this is gonna take us. I have a feeling it's gonna take a very long time, especially if I don't shut up. The thing is, I was a little bit skeptical about this idea, and I thought it was going to look like a bag of crap. But now that I'm starting to do it and starting to make it, I think it's actually going to look really good. I think it's going to be quite an interesting idea, surprisingly enough. And I think that's the fun part about this wheel challenge, is that it just makes you think of things that you just would never really think of. I would never think of hot gluing a load of rubber ducks to a tyre, but here I am. Okay, so I definitely do have enough to stick the second tyre on and for it to go around, but I'm thinking I should just focus on the one tyre and cover like the entire thing, because obviously there's going to be that black showing and I won't have enough to do 2 and fully cover them. So I think, yeah, I think it's best just to focus on the one, and it does feel strong enough. And how satisfying is this? It's going all the way around and there's not a single like gap. They just fit perfectly around there. I'm very happy with myself so far. Doesn't usually happen, but I'm not sure whether I want the ducks to go all the way around in the same direction. I think they should go the opposite way, but I don't know. Yeah, I think opposite way will be best. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, another row done. A little update. Love it. I am so happy with it. And now it's time to go the other way. And I'm not going to focus on the back. I was just thinking about doing more on this side, but it's pointless because this side's going to go on the wall, so you're not going to see it. So I think another row going the other way, and then I might try and squeeze in another row going the other way. I think that should look alright, you know. Okay, so another row done. Unfortunately, I don't have enough space on here to get another row in, which is what I wanted, because I don't really want to do any more on the back. I've made that decision. But if I could squeeze some ducks in amongst here, like in this bit, would that look good? Or would that be too much? I'm looking at it now and I think it looks quite cute because there's just like a hidden little layer of ducks. Plus I've got like another bag of ducks and I want to use them. You know, a normal person would say, oh look, I've got some spares, great, I'll use them for another project. And I'm like, no, I want to fit as many ducks on here as I can. I'm going to go for the inner layer, I am. I can't resist. It's not in my nature to stop myself from adding more ducks to this. The more, the better. okay, that's that layer done. And I definitely think that was the right choice. Look at the little hidden layer of ducks. How cute is that? It was way fiddlier, that layer, than any of the other layers, because it was quite hard to like get your fingers in and get them in there. And I do have a few spares, and I'm not gonna attempt to stick them anywhere I can find them. Yeah, and I was worried it was gonna be floppy, but nah. It's absolutely fine. It's a rigid wreath. Right, I think I'll have to move Gladys out the way first. You're in the way, Gladys. Hopefully this is enough space. Oh, that looks great. Oh, that looks so cool. I wish my star was a little bit bigger and then it'd have been perfect in there. But I've got no other space for it. How cool does that look? Yeah, obviously it's very unusual and very strange, but that's because I was making a wreath out of rubber. But considering, I don't think I've done too bad. It did cost me quite a lot of money to make, but still. But I think that's the most successful thing I've made in this wheel craft series so far. I'm just so happy with it. That just about does it for today's video of letting a wheel pick my crafts for the 4th time. I think it's the 4th time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is the 4th time. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And also, I'll be really interested to know if you got that situation where you had to make a wreath out of rubber with all the constraints that I had, would you have done it the same way? Would your mind have gone to a rubber tire and rubber ducks, or were you thinking of something completely different? Because sometimes I feel like my brain just like hones in on something and I'm like, yes, I'm going for it. No one's gonna stop us. But anyway, I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Bye.